All right. Welcome in, everyone. I literally did this interview, had a little bit of a disagreement with The Rock. Oh, sorry, I just gave away my guest. You should know by the title. And I shot the entire thing with my mic muted. So we're going to try this again. I mean, like I said, The Rock got a little offended at me. I like to pride myself on technology, but let's get into the intro. So, well, I don't have an intro, and that's my favorite part of my intro is that I don't ask you to like do a bunch of chores like smash that like button and subscribe. Like don't even like you clicked on the video. What else am I supposed to do? Anyways, let's get into this. This is YouTube Fireside Chats, and I have my I'm humbled that he would even come on my show, and we'll just get him in here. We got The Rock, lowercase. Rock, you have anything to say there? Go ahead and do a little intro. All right, yet again, a man of very few words. Great to have you on here, The Rock, lowercase. So let's get straight into it. I got a lot of questions regarding the collector's industry, mainly focused on comic books, but it can be kind of translated both ways. So here we go. Right off the bat, what do you think about individuals posing as comic shops? And oh wait, hold on. Like, let me start from the top. What do you think about individuals posing as comic shops and purchasing thousands of one copy of a book just to get the incentive variant so that they can make a higher profit on that? Do you think that that's a good business practice, or do you support capitalism? Okay, cool. Let's move on to the next question. So I realize that there is a variant market. There's tons of variants in the comic book industry, and FOMO exists. For those of you who don't know what FOMO is, it's the fear of missing out. So why do we need 30 different covers for Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha? And also, why do I feel the need to buy 2 copies of all of them? Rock, do you have any words on that? Uh-huh. Okay, yeah. Well put. Like I said, man of few words. Now, next question. I consider myself a bit of an environmentalist buff. Like, love the environment. In fact, my family actually had a racehorse, and it was named Environmentalist. It's kind of ironic in hindsight. Anyways, am I just as bad as everybody else for consuming more unnecessary paper product than most? Cool. Next question. We as collectors, we set the price. we set all the prices. Actually, it's things are only worth how much we're willing to pay for them. And like, so here's my question. I'm just gonna get straight to it. In that sense, aren't we perpetuating the problem by having resellers continually buy and sell the same comic books from each other at slightly higher prices, and then they use those higher priced sales as sort of a reinforcing reference to justify the next purchase of that same book at a higher price? Hmm. Let me reiterate. You were recently caught purchasing a comic book on eBay at 3 times the asking price. In fact, you purchased 3 separate books on 3 separate accounts at that inflated price. And then on those same accounts, you sold 15 copies of that same comic book, each at a couple $100 under that recently sold price, in order to make a profit of $26,000. What do you have to say in your defense? Okay. Okay. Well, we'll jump back to collectors. A lot of collectors, they have certain things that they like to say. I have 2 questions. One is that, like, people, they'll post up a book and they'll say this book has been unread. Like, I have not read this book, right? But in a sense, like, unread means unopened. And I mean, unopened, if you know anything about the printing process, like, the book is constantly, like, it's printed and then folded and then thrown into a cardboard box without a bag and a board and shipped off, rubbing up against all the other comic books. I mean, shouldn't we solve that problem first before we get all into, like, an unread comic book? I mean, even when people grade comic books, it's technically read at that point, because in order to grade it, you have to go through and check. And the grading companies don't even wear gloves, so they're, in a sense, damaging those books that you have your value in. Do you have any opinions about the degrading values in that aspect, or that we should fix kind of the shipping process of how comic books are sent to local comic book shops, or how they're sent to grading companies, and how we can fix that problem? No, that's fine. I'll make you big. Go ahead and take it away. Okay. Yeah. No, I totally understand. It's perfectly fine. I have another question, actually. Uh, it's about how people describe books. So people will describe them like, "Oh man, that was a great book," or "That was a great movie." Uh, let's here, for example. Let me get a closer look. Let's take a movie that you're promoting in the background. We have let's take the one in the middle, San Andreas. So I look at that and I go, okay, uh, that's a movie about helicopters that get taken out of the sky by earthquakes. I mean, probably not accurate. I mean, because, like, that doesn't really fly with physics or geography or any kind of geological facts. the point is that I didn't watch the movie. And the people that are saying that this is a great book, they're more of saying that like this book is going to make me so much money. Like that's really what they're saying. They're like, this book's going to make me a lot of money. They didn't read the book. They're either too afraid to read the book because they're afraid of degrading the quality, which I just addressed, will be degraded either in the cardboard box that it's shipped in or by the grading company that actually handles the book. I mean, there's different reasons for that. I mean, I just wanted to like get your opinion in the sense of like, in terms of them saying like, this is a hot book right now. What they're really saying is that this book, they got it for less than what they're selling it for. And they might have even missed the boat on it and are a victim of FOMO, which is fear of missing out. And they had to purchase it at an inflated price just to try to get their money back that they have invested, with the fears that the market's going to cool off because, well, I mean, people have jobs, people have lives. I mean, I also fell asleep when I was supposed to be streaming 5 hours ago. Sorry, Diecast and Miss So and Patrick Murphy. And then to boot, I mean, I even did an entire interview with you and my mic was muted. So also sorry to Simple Simon and Shattered Glass and Whack Comics. Yeah, what do you have to say about the fear of missing out and the people not reading books? Okay, next question. So we value first appearances, and I showed you this Action Comics #1, right? So here, I'll make myself big here. Everybody likes being big. Action Comics #1, first appearance of Superman, right? Super valuable. I understand why. I mean, there's independence, and then there's the big two. The big two are DC and Marvel. So we value these first appearances. We put a high dollar amount to them, but then it seems like they're starting to shift over to indies. I'm bringing. Oh no, I'll show you. Like, I value my first appearance of Chainsaw Vigilante. Where's you know what? I also value my third appearance of Battle Pug, and I really value my second appearance of the Ferret. So should I give the indie comic books here? Should I give the indie comic books the same due that the big two get? Like, let's say in tracks of first appearances in indie books, it makes sense for them to have like Spawn. Take Spawn or Invincible. They have these incredibly long series, and there's a lot of books. You got to keep track of them. And so having a first appearance of a particular character that shows up in like a TV appearance or an on-screen appearance, like you value that. And I totally understand how that works. But applying that to a miniseries is a little perplexing to me. So let's take We Live. We Live #5, first appearance of the Paladins. Why? I mean, it was a good show, or it was a good series. I would say episodes for instead of issues of comic books. Do you think that the same first appearances should be attributed to indies, or should it just be left to Marvel and DC? I mean, We Live. Where's my second print of #2 or my second print of #3 or #4? There's only prints for #1s because the market is so focused on #1s and then first appearances. So go ahead and share your statement. I'll get you up there and you could talk to the audience. Uh-huh. Yeah, no, totally cool. So we'll move on. Oh, wait, hold on. We have I have to shout out to my sponsors. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to cut a quick promo. Let me pull up my sponsor list. Here we go. Are you tired, run down, listless? Do you watch too much I Love Lucy? Well, I've got just the thing for you. It's your next hot pick. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This book is 314.159% guaranteed to jump off your shelves. You heard it here first. Turok, #1. That's right. With Turok, #1. You too can jump on this exciting rocket to the moon because Turok, #1 can make you sell 1 million copies. All right. Back to the questions. So can you relate to the ever-growing existential crisis of feeling alone and then finding solace in a comic book community? Yeah, I can too. I definitely can. Thanks. That was a good moment. Next question. Sorry, I didn't mean to change the mood. It's supposed to be fun. I'm just gonna throw this out here. Do you support second printings of things? I mean, I think it's cool for people to get second printings of things. Going back to kind of the We Live thing. Like this is like 4th printing of the book. I don't really know. There's too many. Like there's 10 printings of some books. Do you agree in special editions and second printings of trade paperbacks? Because I think that it's getting a little monotonous at that point. So you can tell me your thoughts on that. Mm-hmm. Okay. You know what? We'll move on. Should we, as a community, going back to my community question a second ago, should we hold canceled orders and bad reputations of comic book shops over the heads of the other good comic book shops that either are close to failing or barely hanging on to their business? I mean, here, I'll give an example before you answer. My comic book shop doesn't even sell variants. They don't sell incentive variants. They have a raffle program, and at the end of the year, everybody enters the raffle program, and everybody has an equal shot to get it because there's only like 1 or 2 copies of the book. Because you buy 50 copies of a book, you get 2 1 in 25s or 1 in 50. I mean, in my comic book shop, they don't even have a wall that has $1,000 worth of books in the back. It's everything's at cover price. So do you think that we should hold the price gouging LCSs over the heads of the other non-price gouging LCSs? And do you think that that would destroy LCSs in general? And for those of you who don't know, LCS is local comic shop. No, go ahead. I'll make you big again. Mm-hmm. No problem. No problem at all. I understand. So you're going to be in a movie. I wanted to know if you can give our audience some like insider information. I'm going to run through some characters. I may or may not have invested heavily in these characters through speculation, and I was hoping to make some money back. So if you can let me know what if any of these characters are going to be in your movie. I'd really like some like behind the scenes kind of knowledge. So I'm going to list them off. Omega Red, Doctor Doom, Kang the Conqueror, Black Winter, The Virus. Yeah, those are some mistakes. Oh, wait a second. You're in a DC movie. Never mind. We'll move on. Are you concerned about the ever-growing mental health disorder in America? In other words, it's my personal belief that I received better psychiatric therapy from the comic books that I read than from trained psychiatrists, or rather the trained psychologists that I don't have enough money to pay for. Also, keep in mind that I do have a degree in cognitive and behavioral neuroscience. Oh, I mean, there's no need to bash John Cena for Suicide Squad. I mean, we all know that The Rock, lowercase, likes to think that he's a better actor, or he believes that he's a better actor. And in fact, The Rock, lowercase, may refer to The Rock, lowercase, in the third person a little bit too much. The Rock, lowercase. But you know what? I'm sick of this crap, man. I'm sick of interviewing pretentious people. I mean, you come on here, you don't say a word. We do an entire interview and everything's just muted. I wish you the best in your career, and you really got to change your attitude. You got to stop ruining the collector's market for everybody. Hashtag it's The Rock's fault. It's, oh, wait a second. I think I did it. Ah, shit, I did it again. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. You've been muted this whole time. Oh my goodness. I apologize. I'm so sorry. Oh no. Okay. Do you have anything to say? Yeah, I got something to say. Man, I've been muted twice this whole thing. This has all been an entire waste of time. This is stupid. I'm gonna sue you. You know what? I'm out of here. This is. Uh. Oh, okay. Well, that'll about do it for the show, everyone. Don't reach out to The Rock. I really don't want to get sued. Although, I mean, I technically didn't use his real name. I just used a moniker, and then I used symbols of a past company, WWE, and maybe they can come after me for. I mean, I'm not going to make any money on this video. Are there any YouTube lawyers out there? All right. Shout out to my sponsors, The Rock Wrestling Stuff. Go get it. Okay.